Hello everyone, welcome to today's YouTube video where we are going to start editing the blank Shopify store that we did in the previous video for the bread and butter project. So there are some important pages that you need to get right spot on when you're creating a Shopify store. And in this video, we are going to start with the very first one, which is pages that include your privacy, your shipping, and your refund policies and etc. Things that you need to have at your footer menu and maybe your header menu. So to do that, you need to go to settings and you need to go to policies, because Shopify already has a platform that has all these integrated and they have all these templates that you can create. Like you have the refund policy, privacy, terms of service, shipping policy, content information, and legal notice if it applies to whatever business you're doing. So ideally, you'd want to think about your project and make sure that you have the right policies in place. So some of the policies are generic, which I would go with. Some of them are not really suited to the project I'm working on, so we'll have to custom create it. So I just created that privacy policy there from the templates. That's from the Shopify integrated template. And I'm just going through there to make sure that it has all the necessary bits and pieces, tracking, cookies, and maybe GDPR, etc. If you're in the EU. So having a look at that, I think I'm pretty fine. I'm just going to scroll through for a few secs here. It has contact information. It's telling people what I'll be doing with your information, obviously, because you might be adding things to carts and you might need some billing information and some credit card numbers and extra. So we need to let people know what we'll be using their information for. Even if we would be using Google Analytics or even ad managers, if you plan to integrate all that in your marketing plans to promote your business, you need to have these policies in place, particularly this privacy policy. So I have pretty much just read through it, and I think I'm pretty happy with that. Next, I'll just go to the terms of service, just to let whoever comes to my site I understand how things are being done around here and what the site is being created for. So like you can see there, the website is created by us, and we're not really having any third party managing it. And there's some other bits and pieces that need to be known. So I'm just skim reading through this template just to make sure that it's well suited for the business. I'm not really going to waste all my time to be reading every single line like the fine print, but I understand that at least so far as I'm seeing things like bread and butter and stuff like that, I know it's suited to the business. And there are some other bits and pieces of information there that you might want to put there, like your business address, your trading name. So this is just a project that I'm just using to build a solution for. So I'm not really going to pay attention to that. But if you're creating your store, you might want to look into editing some of those fine prints. Now we have shipping policy, which I'm pretty sure that it might not really apply to us, because you know the kind of business we're doing, it's perishable goods. Refund policy as well. If you go with a generic template, you might really see that it's not really suited. So I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go to ChatGPT and get ChatGPT to generate a suited policy for me for the business, which is bread and butter, which is basically about bakery perishable items. It's not like an e-commerce store where you're shipping a piece of products that's going to take like 10 days or 2 weeks to arrive, and you need to have all these serious policies. Those are the generic policies that are there in Shopify. So I took it to ChatGPT, like, you know what? I am in the middle of creating the online store for bread and butter, and I am currently setting up the important pages. I realized a generic refund policy for this kind of business may not suit. So write me a refund policy suited for this business. And then you can see that what it actually comes up with is something that is really straightforward, makes sense. And I'm just going to repeat the same for, I think that was the refund policy, or I think that might be shipping policy. Anyway, so moving on to the other one, which would be the shipping policy. Yeah, correct it now. So I just need to create a customized policy for shipping, because for a company like someone that's selling croissants or normal bread and stuff, they wouldn't be shipping bread across that and think of something using like UPS or something, or FedEx or something. No, it's something perishable. So maybe something to do with same day delivery. I think that might be applied. So it needs to generate something that's suited. So I went back to him, and this is what I've gotten. And I'm just gonna skim read through that and see some things. Like, I'm happy with same day delivery. Happy with seeing let me see. Oh, look. Yeah, basically, like, I don't really know much about refunds in terms of perishable goods, but I'll be happy enough with just going with what I've gotten from ChatGPT. So we're just going to paste all of that in those templates, and then maybe do some small formatting. Like, you wanna build in the headings, make it look clean, make it look neat. And when that's all done, then you just save. So it's basically just copying and pasting plain text generated from ChatGPT. But it's grand that you notice this, in the sense that you're not using something generic, you're using something that's suited to your business. And over here, contact information as well. People would like to reach out to you in case they have any problems. So they need to know your name, they need to know your phone number, they need to know perhaps where your business is located if they need to come in. And some other bits and pieces over there, like VAT number, trade number. Yeah, it's applicable per your region and where your business is. So you can include that, but I'm not really going to do that because I'm not really a registered business. So I'll just save that, and then we'll have a look to see how it's looking. So what happens is, if you create these policies using Shopify, you can see there that it's only creating a link to show you these policies. It's not really a page, but ideally you want to have a store that has these policies on pages such that you can click into them and you can read them before maybe you buy anything. So what happens is, we're going to have to convert all these policies into pages. So I am just going to do 2 of them, and then I'll just time lapse them. And so you basically go to pages, and you would create a new page, copy the title, refund policy, paste whatever it is on the other page, which is the policies page in the settings, and then save them. So once you're all done, you realize that you have a full list of all the pages that we created by using the policy settings in Shopify. And then the idea is, ideally you want to have a site that all those pages would now be showing up in your footer menu or in your header menu. So these are the pages that I've just created using time lapse. So I just quickly created that, and we're just gonna go have a look at the navigation now to see if they're showing. At the moment they are not. So if you go to the footer menu, you realize that you only have search, and what you need to do is you need to just add a menu item, and you can see that they're all generated there. If you click on the link field there and you go to pages, and then you select the policies one by one, and then you add them, and then you save, then you have a whole list of menu items. So at the end of this time lapse, you're gonna have a whole footer menu that has all the policies or all the important pages that, like, basically every store, every online store should have. If you go to any online store like www.whatever.com and you scroll down to the bottom, or any website, you realize they do have all of that. So that's the more important thing that we need to see first. So we're going to view the store for the very first time and see if we have all them in here. So we have the header, and I don't see any footer. Yeah, so creating those pages and adding them to the menu doesn't automatically just make it appear from the basic Shopify theme setting. So what we need to do is we need to go into the theme itself, which is the very first time now. At the left pane, you can see that you have all these sections, and anything you highlight will show you what part of the site that you'll be editing. So you have the featured collection, and you have the footer. So if you go to the footer, you can see that region there where we are not seeing any footer menu. So what we need to do is we need to add the menu, and then you can see that it auto populates all those footer pages that we created previously. I think I just didn't like the way it was up above the subscribe to our emails, and I thought maybe I could move it down, but that doesn't work. But I'm still happy enough. So save that. And then let's see if now we can see it on the page. I'm just going to refresh. Yeah, there we go. So there is our footer menu and our important pages for bread and butter projects. click on refund and it's there. They can read about it before they make any decisions, and there is our page. Now what we need to do going forward is move on to the next step, which would be to start customizing. Now, if you like this video, hit the like button, and if you're interested in following along this project, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button so you'll be informed when the next video is out, which is going to be pretty soon. Thanks.